What's up and welcome to my guitar channel. 8 hours ago, Polyphia dropped their new clip for Chimera with Lil West or something. I don't know the guy. Let's watch it and see what I think. So far, I really like that intro. That I really couldn't pick whether it was kind of a classical or a flamenco-inspired thing, but it definitely wasn't like the standard jazzy Polyphia stuff that we're used to hearing. Then roll into this kind of genty 8-string sound thing going on. So far, there has been no bass. It's all been one guitar and drums. And then I feel like the fact that we're looking at a bass now, I just paused it at the right time. But we're yet to hear the whole band, and I like the way that they're slowly building everything up. Okay, yes, and at that same point in time, so you see how back here it went from a single center guitar and the drum kit, and then the second that the bass comes in, the bass takes up the center and the two guitars take the width. It just kind of opens up the composition. So whilst it sounds cool and it's introducing new ideas, it's giving us one kind of soundscape. And then what you can easily do is when you change everything up, so when you widen everything out, it gives a whole new vibe. If you wanted to have a very simple composition, you could have a mono channel idea being played and then have the whole idea being played in stereo. And that can be enough of a separation, because if the idea is really interesting in mono, then when it opens up to stereo, it's going to give you the same emotion but amplified. It's just another way of pushing a song further towards a climax. So let's give that a quick listen with this in mind. This is one of the simpler Polyphia songs I've heard, I think, so far. Essentially, it's just been like an A, B, A, B, A section. This nylon string thing that we're going back to, it sounds like it's repeating again, but I'm sure it will change up because Polyphia generally don't like to repeat themselves too much. But the first kind of 4 sections were essentially just repetitions of each other with slight differences. So let's keep this rolling. I'm really curious how to know to make a sound of a car revving its engine on a guitar.
Good girl in a costume. It's your world when I'm with you. Forever with you like a tattoo. I paint a picture in a bad mood. She feel the breeze like a parachute. I got cheese, get a pair of shoes. Big body, need a lot of room. She keep calling when I'm never home. I'll be what you need, low key on the east. I can see everything that you went through. fix you. Even if I lose, it be nothing new. She gon' lose to the whole school. It's my rules when I make moves. I make it rain like a monsoon. My new day can come soon. The best side was the best ride. She said that she really wanna come out to the west side. If she coming with me, she can hit me with her best side. She can be my missus, give me kisses on her best side. Low key with me in the night. You want me, but it's never right. Hold me, I'm a low life. You know me, cause I'm on the rise.
Okay, just throwing out there, I think I'd really rather hear that section without the rapping over the top, because those riffs underneath sounded sick, and the singing was really loud, which, I mean, that's what should be the loudest part, but like, I wanted to hear the guitars more. Maybe that's because I'm a guitarist. Great, so that's that song. Personally, I didn't think the rapper was necessary. In fact, I would actually go as far as to say I think my favorite part was the part where the rapper was singing. But of course, I really want to hear that without the rapper singing. So, I don't know. I hope there's a different version of the song that doesn't have the rapper, because that's the version of the song that I would listen to. One thing that I'm really curious to see is how they do this live, because it looked like Tim Henson was changing from the nylon string back to the 8th string, back to the nylon string several times. And I mean, you can have a guitar on a stand and make it work that way, but it is never going to be anywhere near as easy as just holding the guitar. So I'm kind of really curious to see where that goes. One thing that I've got to say, I've done a couple of these reactions to the Polyphia songs lately. I really like that what Polyphia are doing lately is really trying to push their own boundaries. So obviously this song doesn't really sound like anything else in their back catalogue. But if you had never heard this song and it was playing on the radio, you would be really suspicious that it is Polyphia. So in that way, with their recent compositions, they're really honoring who they are as a band and the sound that they've created for themselves, but they're also pushing new boundaries and trying to bring in all these different elements that are kind of cool. And I really like it. As far as this genre of music goes, it's really cool that they are kind of so obviously and deeply expanding their sound into areas that no one else is doing. So what did you think of the song? Please let me know in the comments down below. And other than that, I will see you next week for more stuff about music.